One thing that I love to talk about, guys, on the YouTube channel, not only is video games, but also movies. And in particular with movies, I love talking about the superhero movies because, man, growing up, the superheroes were awesome. And there were things that, toys and collectibles that, absolutely were awesome and were just a lot of fun to play with back in the day. And to this day, now, because of the DC cinematic universe and the Marvel cinematic universe, these worlds are just like, coming to life, obviously, for us. And one of those being The Flash. And obviously, guys, this is a character that has a lot of mystery. I know that, of course, the show that is out, and then, of course, now we've been introduced to The Flash within the DC cinematic universe. But I think it's important that, obviously they're making this standalone movie, that we understand everything pretty much that we know so far about the movie and what can we expect, and then we can break it down. So let's get into it. So an article, guys, that was written by Jerica Tisdale of Cinema Blend, DC comic book fans have been waiting for the standalone The Flash movie since at least 2013. Warner Brothers announced plans for Ezra Miller to become the Scarlet Speedster in 2014, but the actual date of production on the upcoming Flash solo movie constantly shifts. It's almost like Barry Allen himself keeps messing up the timeline, causing major delays with the Flash movie. The Flash movie is one of the most highly anticipated DC Comics projects, not only because fans want to know how Ezra Miller's version of Barry Allen compares to Grant Gustin's version, but also because The Flash is one of DC's most popular characters. Everyone wants to see how The Flash ranks among the other DC movies. For now, we all just have to wait and see if this timeline sticks and The Flash really hits theaters in 2022. Now, what I will say, guys, is regarding the release date, they're stating that this is a movie that's going to come out in 2022. However, because of the pandemic that's going on in our world, the question really is there that will this be able to stick to that release date, or is it going to have to be pushed further because of the production and things of that nature? A movie like The Flash is going to take time to make. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Months upon months that they are going to take to try to make this as good of a movie as possible. And they're not going to cut any corners without a doubt. And so that's why I think that there's a possibility that this is actually going to get pushed even further. But as far as the release date, guys, officially announced The Flash that was going to be coming to theaters July 1st of 2022. The new release date hopefully means that all creative differences can be halted long enough for the film to finish by July of 2022. The delayed production and release date this go-around is mainly because Warner Brothers already has Ezra Miller contracted to appear in the third Fantastic Beasts movie, and the studio wants to accommodate his Fantastic Beasts 3 filming schedule by delaying The Flash. Now, Fantastic Beasts 3 starts filming in the spring of 2020 and is set to hit theaters on November 12th of 2021. So this is another thing that's interesting. So Ezra Miller obviously is in Fantastic Beasts, but at the end of the day, guys, we're start filming in spring of 2020. Well, obviously, a lot of these things are being shifted because of the pandemic, as I said. And so Ezra Miller is set to be in the new Fantastic Beasts movie, which is great. But at the end of the day, that's going to get delayed, which is probably going to delay The Flash. Now, The Flash is set to begin production in 2021, giving Ezra Miller plenty of time to complete filming on the next J.K. Rowling-oriented project and allowing enough room to attend promotional events for that film, which is true. It's set to begin production in 2021. The problem is, though, will Fantastic Beasts push into 2021 because of the pandemic? That's yet to be seen. As far as the Flash's movie ratings, I'm assuming, guys, PG-13. The Motion Picture Association of America is yet to give The Flash a rating, but will most likely receive a PG-13 rating following the likes of Wonder Woman and Justice League. I don't think, guys, that The Flash is going to be an R-rated movie, just because it doesn't seem like the right movie to make an R rating. Movies like Venom or, Logan and Deadpool, those are a little bit different. The Flash, I feel like they're going to want to, really bring this movie out to the masses. So I highly doubt that they're going to make this an R-rated movie. Who is directing The Flash? In 2015, Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies writer Seth Grahame-Smith was set to make his directorial debut with The Flash. However, in 2016, Warner Brothers cut Grahame-Smith's involvement with the project, both citing creative differences as the reason for his departure. Also in 2016, Dope director Rick Famuyiwa took over the role as the Flash director. However, by the end of October in 2016, Rick also exited the project, citing creative differences as well. Then, of course, in 2018, The Flash had once again found a director, this time the team of John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, who previously wrote the screenplay for Spider-Man Homecoming. By July 2019, due to reported creative clashes between Ezra Miller and John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, the two new directors were out, and Andy Muschietti stepped in as the latest director to tackle The Flash. Andy Muschietti previously directed the both of the It movies, so he has worked with Warner Brothers in the past, and there's precedent for this iteration to move forward. Still, the Flash movie has over a year production is supposed to begin, so we'll have to wait and see if Andy Muschietti remains as its director. Which is interesting that Ezra Miller's having creative differences, and there's creative differences, of course, between the writers, the directors, Warner Brothers, Ezra Miller. It's kind of a mess, really, at this point, guys. I feel like the Flash very well may be in somewhat of a development hell kind of stage, especially because of the pandemic going on. It just feels like nothing's going right for this movie. And then on top of that, Ezra Miller's also slated to do Fantastic Beasts. Now, the screenwriter, with the changes in directors, there also came changes in screenwriters. The Flash CW TV series and Arrowverse co-creators Greg Berlanti and Mark Guggenheim wrote a version of the Flash movie, but Warner Brothers decided to go with Phil Lord and Chris Miller's treatment, which former director Seth Grahame-Smith turned into a script. So John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein reportedly wanted to take a comedic approach to the Flash movie, but Ezra Miller wanted the film to have darker themes, so he started to develop his own script with comic book writer Grant Morrison. So what is this movie going to be about? By the way, guys, I really like that Ezra Miller wanted to go kind of do some darker themes. I kind of like that because when we look at Justice League, we look at Batman versus Superman, we look at, the Batman's going to be coming out. I think, darker themes all around is good, in my opinion. Like, you look at Marvel, overall, it's pretty bright colors and such. When you look at DC, it's a little bit darker, grittier, and I think that's what people like about it. Now, what is the story? At the 2017 San Diego Comic-Con, DC Comics announced the Flash movie would follow the Flashpoint storyline. In the Flashpoint storyline, Barry travels back in time to prevent his mother's murder. This change in events causes the timeline to shift, creating a new universe where the Justice League no longer exists. The Flashpoint timeline includes a few major changes, like how Bruce Wayne died instead of his parents, which results in Thomas Wayne becoming the new Batman and Martha Wayne becomes the new Joker. Or, for example, Kal-El finds himself trapped by the government, becoming their lab rat since landing on Earth. Instead of Superman saving the day, now Cyborg is the new lead superhero. The Flashpoint storyline also involves a war between Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Now, what I got to say about this, guys, I like this. I think that this sounds pretty interesting, right? We know the Batman story. We know, we're starting to learn more and more about each of these characters, like Joker, Superman, and all these other, DC characters. It'll be interesting to see some differences based upon the Flashpoint storyline. So I think if they stick with that, I think it might actually land well. Now, Ezra Miller, guys, is obviously the one who's going to be playing Barry Allen. I think that he's great. Iris West, Kiersey Clemons is going to be playing Iris West. I'm excited for that pick as well. And then as far as Billy Crudup playing as Henry Allen, I think that that's going to be interesting. You've got Cyborg, you're going to have Wonder Woman, that being played by Gal Gadot and Ray Fisher, which I like both of them. I still don't know what I think about Ray Fisher as Cyborg. I mean, it's hard to tell based on just Justice League. I do like his character. Maybe I just don't like how they made Cyborg look. I'm not really sure. But Gal Gadot, she's actually really, I think, for what it is, for what it's worth, I think that she looks the part, obviously, as Wonder Woman. I don't really think she's a great actress, but nonetheless, I think that she definitely fits the part of Wonder Woman. And now, as far as when will the Flash movie production begin? Production on the Flash movie is set to start in 2021. Since Warner Brothers wants the Flash to come out on July 1st, 2022, most likely the film schedule will be in early 2021 so that Ezra Miller will be free to help promote Fantastic Beasts 3 around October and November. So that all being said, guys, this is pretty much everything that we know so far about this title. It's not a lot, but it's, we're starting to understand more and more as we go here about the story. And what I will say, guys, is I'm excited for it. I really am. Yeah, it seems like there might be problems right now that with the production and with, creative differences and the pandemic going on and, schedule conflicts for Ezra Miller and such. But whenever it comes out, I think we're all going to be really excited about it. Let me know what you guys are most excited about with the Flash movie in the comment section below. And for more The Flash content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.